You got my friend Adrian Chapman with me again, and we are talking absentee landowners today and the challenges. Most of us, me personally, I don't live right now where I hunt or where I manage professionally. I mean, I'm actually 7 hours away from my home as we speak. There are all sorts of challenges to being that absentee landowner. There's trespassing issues. There's not seeing when something goes to heck on you, on and on and on. And there's a challenge that we all have limited amounts of time to spend on our passion. What are some of the things that you've picked up on in all your years of food plotting with Ferminator that helps the absentee landowner?
Well, when you do have limited time, if you're trying to get if the absentee landowner is, he's working a regular, 40-hour week and has limited time to get to his property, when he does get there, he wants to be as productive as he can. And sometimes, if you've got a big piece of land, you may have some food plots that are a mile as the crow flies and 3 miles as the tractor runs. At 3 miles an hour, you can quickly burn up a lot of your precious go time when you're on your site, trying to get your plots planted. So, sometimes the Ferminator is a time saver more than anything else for people whose time is very limited.
When you have a unit that has a built-in seeder, built-in discs, and built-in cultipacker, you don't have to make as many trips. Now, as a matter of fact, one of the things you can do as well is you can disc, seed, and pack all at the same time, which actually is a great trick for what I call a poor man's no-till drill. You just set the discs on the Ferminator going straight, put your seed in there, make it so they're going down about 2 inches deep, and that's the nice thing. You can have all these adjustments, so you can make it so you're going down this deep, you can make it so you're going down that deep, you can make it so you're going down about that deep. So now you can actually go in, and all you need to do is spray, go over it one time with the Ferminator, and you're done.
That definitely helps a lot. When at my home place, I have lots of rocks, and I try not to disc some of those plots too often because it seems like I'm growing more rocks than I am anything else, and doing it the way you described is sometimes the best way to get them planted.
And not only is that hard on your equipment, but every time you're churning that dirt, you're actually raising more rocks up. Another big issue for absentee landowners, though, is what to plant. What plantings have you found that works out really well for that absentee landowner?
Well, if you plant some of the perennial clovers or a blend of annual and perennial clovers, you can sometimes get plots that will last for years without having to replant them. You get, being legumes, they fix their own nitrogen. They're less demanding for the fertilizer than corn and soybeans, of course, which, if they're planted correctly and you have sprayed them and gotten the other stuff out of them, a lot of those clover plots will last all the way until they get too hot in the summertime, and hopefully then you got something else in on top of them. But
quite honestly, that's a down south issue. Down there, winters, your clover plots are thriving.
Correct.
Up here, you get this much snow on top of clover, and the deer start to lay off a little bit. But you move down south a little bit to the sweet spot in the Midwest, and it's rare that you have those clover plots going dormant during summer. And you know what? Snow don't get this deep here for maybe a week all winter long. Maybe. And those deer are pawing through it. It's a food source that's producing for you all year long.
Final thoughts brought to you by Huntworth.
All you have to do to create that clover plot, to make it so it goes for years and years and years, is establish it well first. That is a key. If you start with a poor stand of clover, it's a lot harder to limp it on 10 years and have it be a good stand at the 10-year mark. And then after that, every year, just go in and top seed it. Frost seed at 50% of the suggested seed rate, a couple weeks to a month before the frosts are done for the year. Spray it once, molt once or twice a year. That's all you got to do. And you can limp. I've got Antler King trophy plots here that are going on 12 years old. As long as you follow that routine, you can, and don't get the wrong noxious weeds in there, you can limp these things along forever. And it is so much more low maintenance than planting something like corn, or heck, even an annual crop like brassicas. Don't get me wrong, as an absentee landowner, I want that diversity, but I'm gonna go hard on the clover end for exactly what this smart man sitting next to me just said. And hopefully something in there helps you out as well.